This is Tom Colley for Through the Ropes Boxing. I'm here at the Origin Gym, delighted to be joined with Jimmy Tibbs. Jimmy, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, good.
So Jimmy, I know you've just recently been announced into the, or been awarded the outstanding contribution to boxing. How did that feel? I understand it came as a bit of a surprise to you.
Well, I was very surprised to receive that, but very honoured at the same time for the people who voted me in or whatever. And it was such a shock that it was a secret, and I didn't. All the family knew, friends, everyone knew, but that's why it was so great. It was a great feeling, one of the best feelings I've ever had in boxing.
Yeah, well, I think it's well deserved. You've obviously been in the game a long time.
Yeah.
How did you get into boxing originally, Jimmy?
Well, I was about 11 years of age. I went to West Ham Boys Boxing Club. Started from there.
Yeah.
Turned pro at 19. Won titles there. Turned pro at 19. Had a good career in front of me. Boxed on the Alley Bill. Albert Hall 15, 16 times. Great, but things happened in life and I had to turn it in. And then later on in life I started training fighters and dedicated my life to it. And that was, as the man said, nearly 70 decades ago.
Yeah, it's an incredible journey, Jimmy, and yeah, it's safe to say you put your life into the game. So, I mean, out of interest, how much do you think that boxing has changed since you first got into the sport, coming through to now? I mean, you're seeing things like Misfits boxing, and I know that things on social media. What's your take on all of that?
Well, it's a big change, obviously. Like I do realise now that everything in life changes. So that's one of the things that's happened in boxing. With this misfit boxing and women boxing and world champions and women world champions, and it's all new to me, but it's in, and that's where it's going to stay. I can't see it going nowhere else because there's too much money involved.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone's getting involved. In my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think the money is obviously a big driving factor in that. I mean, there's a lot of talk about, people come up the grassroots way, they put a lot of the time into boxing, have 50, 100 amateur fights, and then they're not getting the same money as these guys are on those cards. Does that bother you, or do you just think that is just part of how it is now?
Well, it don't bother me because I'm not a fighter now, so but it might bother them, but I've never heard no one complain about it, so I'll just go along with it with them. Yeah. I mean, if I was a fighter, I don't know how I'd feel about it then, to be honest with you, but life's changed, so it was different back in my day. Lots of things. There was only 8 world champions in them days. Now there's 108, I should think. Yeah. So all things change. So that's the way it goes.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, like you say, you've moved into the world of training now, Jimmy. You've been doing that for a long time, and of course Mark fought and is now a training. I mean, how much does it mean to you to be still a part of all of that? And do you think there's some fighters in your stable that really can go all the way?
Yeah, I'm very pleased that I'm still involved with Mark, and they're Mark's fighters. I mean, I'm a cut man for Mark, and I'll give a little bit of advice when I'm needed. But Mark does all the training actually, and he's a very good trainer. I'm not just saying it's my boy. If he wasn't, I wouldn't even speak about him. But he's a good trainer. No, he knows what he's doing. There's lots of good trainers out there, but he's got I would say half a dozen good prospects. One of them's just won Best Young Boxer of the Year, which is a great feat. And there's a couple of more. This kid Joe Bartel, who's sparring now. He's a good fighter, but it's going to take a bit of time for him to get established, to get with the right promoters in his own way. That's nothing to do with me, but he knows what he's got to do. And he's got a good team around him.
Brilliant. And yeah, I know you touched on Johnny there, obviously winning one Young Fighter of the Year, great achievement.
Yeah.
How far do you think Johnny can go in the game? I know he just won the Southern area, good game fighter in Harry Armstrong. I know it's about guiding him right. I know limited amateur experience. What sort of level of progression do you think we'll get to? Will he be fighting for British titles next year, do you think?
Well, I don't really know but I think that step fight that he had, that changed his life around, that last fight he had, because he went out there, absolutely destroyed the man in the first round, and we all thought it was going to be over.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault, but the man come back.
Yeah.
And then I thought, how's he going to handle it?
Yeah.
But he handled it like a proper fighter.
Yeah.
He turned it round.
Yeah.
Kept on doing what he was doing, and in the end stopped the fella in the 7th round, I think, something like that. And that's why he got Best Young Boxer of the Year, in my opinion, and he deserved it. And I think he can certainly look at the British title. I don't know when. That'll be up to the promoter who he works with, and obviously Mark will be involved with that. But I don't know. I think he could be looking at that later on. Last year he might have a couple of defences with his southern area first. I don't know, but that's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, it's obviously a reflection of the work that you guys are doing here and bringing the fighters on. So, I mean, funny, I don't know if you saw the comments from Eddie Hearn. He said that Johnny would stop Francis Ngannou in a round, the southern area champ. What's your take on that? I mean, you obviously sort of see the Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight.
Sorry, I didn't get that. What he said?
He said Eddie Hearn said that Johnny Fisher would stop Francis Ngannou in one round. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't know. Let's not comment about that. I don't know.
Fair enough, no problem. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak to Through the Ropes today, Jimmy. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for having us down there again. And once again, congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much. Very nice to speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah.